On tonight's show, we have entertainment host and show producer Meah Denee. And now for your host, KoolKard. What's up, good people? Episode 13. Yes, we are here. We are in the building. I have another guest for you guys. Oh, man. This is a good one here because I've known this guest for a while. And she's an entertainment host. She does a lot of things in media. She's doing some good things. So we're going to have some fun talking about what she is doing and where she's going. But look, little recap. Episode 12 last week. We had Like Paul. He's a youth care worker, a teacher. You might as well say he's like a street preacher, pastor, whatever have you. But the boy is doing his thing in the community. He's like a young Martin Luther King out in Birmingham, Alabama, right? Birmingham, Alabama, man, out there doing his thing. He's saving lives. He's directing these kids in the right direction. Y'all make sure you go check him out. He's on Instagram at LP Like Paul. Yes, it's LP Like Paul on Instagram and on Facebook. So check him out. He's doing real good things in the community. But let's get into this show. Meah Denee. We have to bring her in with a good little introduction so you can see exactly what she does, because she does her thing. And yeah, we're gonna talk, man. We're gonna talk. Let's get into it. Let me just shut up. Here we go. Welcome to the show. We have Meah Denee. Thank you so much.
You. Oh, that was nice. I like that little intro. I didn't know you cut up my videos like that.
Yeah, man. Well, I told you I needed that content. I was going to put it all together for you, introduce you the right way.
You did. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time out of your busy schedule to, embrace what I'm doing here and to just be transparent for all the viewers who want to know exactly what you do, how you do it. You might be able to help somebody do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. Go ahead. Oh, no. I appreciate you having me on. Like, it's always love between us. So, like, any way I can support what you're doing, I'm all for it.
Definitely. We're still waiting for you to move to Atlanta.
Oh no. LA might be the next move.
LA is the move. I can tell you that, man. I miss LA so much. Oh my God. Have you ever lived out there?
I did for 3 months after college. Okay. I did an internship out there for a little bit.
And you're asking yourself why you left, huh?
Well, I mean, like it like got dark. My dad was basically sick. That's why I moved back to the East Coast. Okay. So it's like turned real fast. But I do miss the sunniness, the great weather, things like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't regret staying on the East Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Family first, man. You got to take care of family always. So that's a good reason to go back. But now it's time to go back the other way.
Yes.
For you. But you got some good things going on in New York. You got some good things. So, I mean, being in New York is not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, I have a lot going on. I mean, I'm working for Condé Nast. I'm an associate producer. So that's been a blessing. That's been like my dream job for right now.
Yeah.
Doing like solo projects with the Real Effects. I'm a producer of this web series called Hotline that should be coming out soon.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw when you were casting for that.
Yeah. So I think we just finished last weekend. I couldn't make the last few shoots, but we did a trailer. We did a crazy fundraising drive. We raised like $15,000 for it.
Oh, wow. So you did meet your goal.
Yep, we met our goal. So it's been a lot of support. It's basically Hotline is about a transgender lawyer that becomes, she starts looking like a murder suspect after her sister goes missing. So she starts working for a suicide hotline, and then her sister goes missing, and then detectives start putting clues together and thinking she's the murderer. So it's interesting. I'm excited to see how people react to it.
Yeah, that's cool. What platform are you going to release it on?
Right now it's just YouTube, but we're definitely like pitching it out there. We have some really good contacts within our group, so we're trying to get it picked up somewhere.
I mean, YouTube's a great platform. I know there's a lot of web series out there that are doing really well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Giants, Issa Rae started on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Tough Love, Black and
Yeah.
Sexy TV. There's so many of
Yeah, man. YouTube is, hey, right here. We're on YouTube right now.
them. Facts.
Trying to make a way. Trying to make a way. So let me ask you this. For someone who is out there watching this and they're like, I kind of want to get into to the media industry or to the entertainment industry,
Mhm.
and maybe they don't know exactly what they want to do. How was it for you when you felt like when you decided, hey, media is what I want to do? What were some of the first steps that you took to kind of get your feet wet, to, just kind of feel your way around the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I was blessed to be able to go to college and actually have like so many resources available to me. So I went to UNC originally to be a sports journalist,
Okay.
and I didn't get into the journalism school. My GPA wasn't hitting it. So I switched over to mass communication, which was like an amazing forced move
Mm-hmm.
because I really learned how to work the cameras. I learned about storytelling in a different way than just being a journalist.
Right.
So, and then I eventually started getting in front of the camera too, which was really dope. But for anyone that's like out of college, I always tell them to look at their like local resources. And what I mean by that is like one, looking at the library, maybe seeing if they have any programs. Also looking into public access television. That's really how I
Mm-hmm.
really got started in New
Yeah.
York because it was like I don't have any resources. Like I'm not a college student anymore. Like I
Right.
can't afford a camera right now. But the public access channel in New York gave classes for free at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All you had to do was register, and you were supposed to be a resident of New York City, but I had a little hookup,
Right.
so
Right. Right. Right.
I made it work. I finessed it, and that's how I started my first show. That's how I really started learning how to like produce content and really just trying to figure out like how to grab people's attention, like what type of format should I be using, things like that. So yeah, public access television, public access radio is always like my go-to when anytime somebody asks me like how do I get into this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I can agree with that. I can agree with that because you can get loads of knowledge, loads of experience for free.
Yep.
For free. Like you said, you started out with classes and then you can connect with people, network up there, and get on one of the shows up there.
Yep.
And you can start out just helping out and then it can, foster into something else. And that's crazy because let's go back to college and then we're going to go back to public access. So I
Mhm.
started out as a veterinarian science major, right? Because I love animals. So I
Okay.
wanted to help animals. Then I realized I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see them hurt every day. I don't want
No.
to have to operate on them every day, right? So then I
Yeah.
switched over to a biology major, and I was like, well, I'll just go help, gorillas in the Congo, and stuff like that. I'll go on some of those initiatives, and then, but I was all, I was rapping and I was acting and I was modeling or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I don't really know if I want to do that no more. So I switched to mass communications too. So that's how my little journey started. But fast forward to the public access, I actually did like public. It was an FM station, but it's still kind of like public access
Mhm.
radio. So I got my feet wet, doing radio and stuff like that, and that helped me kind of open up with the hosting and the interviewing and all that. So yeah, man, I think that's key. So for anybody that's in a market who feels like, oh, I can't reach my potential or my goals or my dreams because I'm not in, say, like a LA or New York or Atlanta or whatever. No, you can start right where you are.
Yeah, every state has one. Like I actually started making an inventory of every state's public access channels. I'm still working on it because there's so many for each state. Like
Yeah.
sometimes every city within the state has their own public access channel. But yeah, there are plenty of resources. Sometimes you have to pay, but if I'm only paying like $200
Yeah.
to learn how to use all this equipment and I have access to it, I can make my own show. It's kind of worth it.
And look, listen, and it's just the entrepreneur in me. When you compile that list, you can sell it as an ebook.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what
No,
I'm
I'm working on it.
saying? So that's an ebook. You don't have to hit them over the head with it, but hey, get a little something for your time. You know?
And then also when you make your own shows, then you could send your show to other channels and other states.
Yeah.
It's harder certain cities they won't let you do it, but say New York, they're always accepting content. So if you're in
Oh
Atlanta,
wow.
you have your own show, you could send in your show to New York and have people watching it in New York.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So what inspired you or kind of set off a light bulb in your head to start your own YouTube show? Because I know you said that kind of catapulted you into the direction of where you were trying to go into the job that you have now.
Yeah, yeah. So I originally started off with this talk show called Hey Meah because I always wanted to like
Ah, I
have a
remember that.
yeah, I always wanted to kind of have a late night talk show where I have like musical performances because I love like music in general, especially
Yep.
live performances. And I would do like segments, and it just started becoming too much. Like trying to do a was it 23-minute episode
Yeah.
is a lot. So
Absolutely.
after I did that for about maybe like almost a year, I released like maybe 10 episodes of it.
Mhm.
And I was just like, yo, I have to figure out how to make content faster. Like, what am I going to do? Because I need to build this portfolio. I want to get on red carpets, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so I started watching other YouTube channels like BET, Complex News. I really liked their uh, news segment that they would have. And I would be watching it. I'm like, yo, I could do this. Like, they're not all that.
Right. Right.
So I started taking pieces of Complex News, and I took pieces of BET show. I can't remember the name right now, but their news show, and I just kind of made my own show, The Real Effect.
Mhm.
And that's how I kind of started. I started talking about Black entertainment news, things that I thought were interesting. Like I had one episode about the top Black streaming services or presents that you
Oh
can
wow.
get any Black film lover, and it would be like card games that were featuring Living Single or Martin. So
I've
like little
seen
things
those
like that.
cars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen those cars. Actually on Instagram. Somebody was selling on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, Zumble. It's brought just doing that show alone has connected me to so many different people. It's really been like a blessing in disguise. So that's kind of why I started it because I was like, I need to build my own portfolio, and
Right.
I can't take a whole month to create a TV show. I need to like do it a lot faster.
Cool, cool, cool. And see that's another thing. That's another little nugget that I hope that the viewers could take away. It's like stop waiting around on people to say, "Hey, come on with me and let me help you." Like start. Just
Yeah,
start. You may not even know what you're doing, but the doing is more than doing nothing. You know what I'm
oh, for
saying?
sure.
Just start and you will learn along the way. Do your research, read books. That's what books are for. You got the internet, you got Google, you have YouTube. Just do it. You know what I mean? Don't wait around on anybody to say, "Hey, come aboard on what we're doing and let me help you." Like that will come in time because guess what? If you do what you know what you if you do what you want to do, and even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, but you can make it look like you know what you're doing,
Exactly.
eventually people will be like, what you're doing is kind of dope. How about we team up or we collaborate? And there you go. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
People start believing in your faith, and I started realizing that and I feel like specifically when I moved to New York, because New Yorkers have the slickest tongue. They will convince you to buy anything. So
Yep.
like New Yorkers are always so hyped. They're on their P Diddy for real. Like, so I had to get to the point with my show where I was like, why, like I was telling people, you need to watch my show, this is why you need to watch it. Like I was aggressive with it,
Right.
and some people would look at me crazy about it, like you can't force people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know I can't, but if you say you my friend, say you support
Exactly.
me, then you need to be watching. Click it, repost it. I'm sending it to you. Repost it. So
Man, listen. I talk about this so much on my show with just guests. Like, why no one's obligated to do anything. But if you say you support me and you're my friend, what does it take for you to just hit that like button? What does it take for you to tag 3 people? Because I do that all the time. If I see somebody doing their thing like you, you post. If I see it, I'll tag 3 people or I'll tag Complex Magazine or whoever. You know what I'm saying? What does it take to do that? But all that little bit of effort could mean a lot. Cause what if Complex Mag does see you and be like, you know what? I kind of like her. Let's
Mhm.
reach out to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know what could come out of it. And you got a fan, by the way. I don't know who this is. Southern Style 228. They said they're gonna check you out.
Oh, please do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they're a great guest. I'll check her out. I think I know who it is. I'm not sure, but thank you, Southern Style 228. We appreciate that.
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
but yeah, so just don't sit there and wait on anybody. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You could be in the most rural town. If you have
Mhm.
TV and radio, guess what? Somebody's broadcasting that. Go and talk to somebody. Start somewhere. Like some of the biggest names started in the smallest towns. They started college radio. If there's a local college,
Yeah.
even a community college, guess what? 9 times out of 10, they probably have a radio station.
So true. I wish I would have thought of these things when I was younger because I was like, I'm from a really small town, so I was
Mm.
like, I could have been that girl. Like I could have been on the radio. I could have been
Yep,
touring around the little towns and stuff.
exactly.
So there's just so much opportunity out there, like with the internet, especially. So there's no reason that you shouldn't step out on a limb and create something. It's gonna be crappy in the beginning, like
Yep.
everybody's content is crappy in the beginning, but it will get better over time.
Right.
So
Yeah, and you just got to go for it and just figure it
yeah.
out. Seriously. So, okay, so we're gonna get into the Condé Nast and the HBO. I know you worked there and all that, but before,
Mhm.
like, what were some of the challenges that you met trying to get to where you are now, and how did you overcome them?
Um, I mean, when I first moved to New York, I moved here when I was 20. I had just turned 22,
Mm-hmm.
and I legit I didn't know anyone. I moved out here. I had an opportunity to work at BET's 106 in Park
Mm-hmm.
for Respect My Boat. I was doing that once a week. I wasn't getting paid. A few months after that, my dad passed, so I went through a really, really like tough time. Like I was in a depression.
Right.
Um, so for me, it was like even though I went to a college and there was access in the sense of like I could reach out to my, alumni and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But that just wasn't my mentality. So my
Right.
mentality was like, dang, I don't know anybody. Like, how am I going to make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
So my first thing was I started working like three jobs, and it was like I was working at I was,
Trust,
I
I
was working
know.
at like a restaurant early in the morning, 7 a.m. to
Oh my
lunchtime, and then I would
god.
go to the YMCA and watch the kids after school for a few hours, and then after that, I would go to the Gap and close with the Gap, and
Oh
I would
my
do that at least
god.
like three times a week, where I'm working three jobs a day. Um, and so I was just saving up money to get my own camera equipment, and I eventually became a freelancer, and that's when I really like started meeting people and building my network, when I really got out there and put myself in uncomfortable positions where I was like,
Right.
I really don't even know how to edit this video like you want, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna like I'm just gonna
You're just
fail
doing it.
fail forward,
Right,
as they
right.
say. But I think that was one of the hardest things for me is I couldn't get into the rooms that I wanted to be in. I didn't know how to get the jobs that I wanted to get, and it really like I really had to build my network, and I feel like in any industry it's really who you know, but especially in entertainment, regardless of it's music or
Yeah,
television,
absolutely.
it really is who you know. And it's also my biggest thing is I will email somebody 3 4 times, like I do not care, like
Yeah,
yes,
you have
I'm a
to.
follow up queen. So that's how I got my HBO job. I interviewed for a CBS position, didn't get the job, and I just followed up with him, and I was just like, "Thank you so much for the opportunity." He liked me so much that he referred me to his friend, um, who was my boss at HBO,
Mm,
Veronique. Interviewed with her, and she was like, "You're just a little too green. Like I can't, I can't
yeah.
bring you on, but for my next project, I'll bring you on." And followed up with her, thank you for the opportunity, blah blah. Didn't even think about it. Literally, what, 6 or 7 months later, she hit me up and was like, I have like a new show I'm working on, I would love you for you to work with me. And so I was her first hire. She hired me in like November, and we didn't start till mid-January on that show.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's
That was
really
with
about
HBO.
that was for HBO. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I worked on
Dope.
The Plot Against America, which the trailer just dropped a few weeks ago, actually. um, that was a really interesting experience. That was my first full-time entertainment job.
Mm,
Mind you, I've been in New York for 7 years. I've been
right.
freelancing, and that was my first full-time
Hey,
job.
man, you had to pay
So
them dues. You put in that
yeah,
work.
yeah, you really do. So that was a learning experience. It taught me that I don't necessarily like production in that sense. Like the 12-hour, 14-hour days is
Oh,
not, it's not
grueling,
my cup of tea.
grueling. Listen,
Yeah.
when I go to set, when I book an acting job or something, I go to set. Listen, my call time may be 6 a.m.
Mhm.
Production is there before me.
Oh yeah.
Look. When I rap at 12, 1 in the morning, production is
There.
still there.
Exactly.
Hell no.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, I was just an office assistant, but like even that, I was just like, I don't know if this is for me. So, um, during while I had that job,
Mm.
I was still out networking, trying to put myself out there, and I did a this is also an amazing resource if you're in New York. I highly suggest the Ghetto Film School. I know the name sounds
The
crazy,
ghetto film
but it
school.
is the Ghetto Film School. It's a
Okay.
nonprofit in New York, in the Bronx, and they help high school students. Basically, they have their own film academy for high school students. But the
Mm.
cool thing about them is they have a roster, a film roster, where you could sign up for free, and they send you jobs, and you don't have to be in high school. You could be any age.
Oh
So
wow.
that's what, yeah, I found out about that,
Okay.
and
The
through them, I got
ghetto.
the Ghetto Film School.
I need to tell somebody about that. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
that.
through them, I got my first assistant editor job. I was working for this company, Cornhaber Brown, making content for PBS and MTV.
Oh
And
wow.
through them, I went to this workshop at Condé Nast, and it was cool. It was a panel where we got to sit in with a lot of the executives, got to talk to them, got a few executives information, and once again I was that follow-up queen, and I was hitting up the executive, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna pass you off to my
Yeah.
I don't want to say lower help, but his other coworkers,
Yeah.
and they didn't really get back to me. But like 2 months later, I hit him up. I was like, hey, I have my website up now, giving you an update on what I'm doing. They eventually got back to me. I eventually got an interview. It was a really long process, but I started the HBO job in January. I got my Condé Nast job in August, and I have been interviewing
Wow.
with Condé Nast since maybe like May.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was persistent. I was constantly hitting them up, and then I finally got that job. So
And what do you do there?
I'm an associate producer for the development team.
Okay.
So I basically help create new shows. And when I say shows, these are YouTube shows for all of their magazine brands. So that includes, there's like 18 brands, but some of them are like Allure, Glamour, Teen
Oh
Vogue,
wow.
Vanity Fair, Vogue,
Okay.
GQ, Bon Appetit, Wired, Epicurious. So it's a plethora of brands that I
Wow.
think we get to work on and pitch shows for. And it's something I specifically prayed for. I was like, I want a job that allows me to be creative.
Right.
I want to be a part of a team that appreciates my input and respects it. And I also want to have an opportunity to host. And with this, I can eventually get on camera. I can pitch my own show.
Right.
So it's a lot of opportunity there. I'm thankful for it.
Man, that's great.
Yeah,
Hey, persistence, persistence. It pays off, man.
it does.
It pays off. That is great. I figured out who this is over here too. This is I think it's my cousin Charles. Yeah, we need to see more people like her. She is a great example that your grind is a talent. Absolutely,
Oh,
man.
thank you.
Kudos, kudos. So Condé Nast is like almost like the fashion house that like Prada and all them belong to. So you got all these magazines underneath them, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about Prada, but yeah, the Vogues, the Vanity Fairs,
Okay.
um, yeah, fashion and beauty.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. So, all right. So let me ask you this, because I know you host as well, and you do these
Yeah,
interviews and stuff. And so, is that something that you do with your job, or is that something that you're doing on the side?
it's still on the side for me.
Okay.
When it comes to me being in a position to do that at my job, I would have to move up into more of like a director position.
Okay.
But that's definitely a possibility for me within the next year. So that's cool.
Okay.
Um, it's just about paying my dues and really learning how the company runs.
Right. So so tell us, how do you network your way into getting these hosting jobs and interviewing these people? Like you who did you?
My last one was Ebony Obsidian,
Yes.
who is on BET Sisters.
Yes.
And it's really just about knowing the industry. And I've been following her for years. She was on this web series called Tough Love. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually ran into her in the city once.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and that was like 2 years ago. And it didn't work out for us to get an interview. But, I followed up. And um, her PR person was like, "Yeah, we would love to have an interview," and so
Oh, that's
that's how it
dope.
happened. But a lot of the times, it's really about me, um, just always constantly searching and finding out. Like, I love Black talent. Like,
Right.
I love putting people on to other Black talent, and I watch mad web series. I was watching. A Netflix movie the other day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's him, that's her! Oh my goodness, she was in this!" I was like so hyped to see all these people that I've been watching for so long
Right.
actually make it on a bigger platform.
Yeah,
So
that's dope.
you kind of like, I kind of just know people from being at events, and I kind of just stay in contact really, and people look out. So like I'll be interviewing you soon, like so like the energy is mutual. You meet good people, you stay connected.
Right. That's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, so stuff like that, I know people want to know because they'll see, people at these events and they're hosting and they're on the red carpets and they're doing interviews but they don't know how to get there, you know?
Yeah. So I'll give y'all some info. So basically what the red carpets is, you really have to know the publicist. That's the biggest way for you to get on a red carpet, is
Okay.
if you know publicists, because they put these events together. It's not necessarily about knowing the platform like Baller Alert
Right.
or whatever. It's about knowing who booked Baller Alert to be on the red carpet. That's who you need to know.
Okay.
And that's the publicist. Um,
Okay.
and there are a lot of big companies like Allied Moxie, but there are a lot of smaller companies that you could start with. And so I would say start with smaller events. Maybe it's like a 1 day conference and they just
Right.
happen to have I don't want to say a C-list celebrity, but they have somebody that's well known but isn't like a J. Cole or a Mary J. Blige.
Right.
And so it's easier for you to get in that room. Also, a lot of times just show up with your camera. I showed up to a Spike Lee was having like a 20th anniversary for He Got Game. And I emailed them. I was like, "Yo, can I come? Can I be PR or can I be pressed?"
Yeah.
Never got an answer. I just showed up with my camera. And Spike was there, and I filmed the event, and he didn't say anything, and so I got free content.
Oh,
And
wow. So that's
most,
from when you had the picture with him?
yeah, he wouldn't let me do an interview with him, but he let me get a picture, so I was happy.
You just bum rushed the party. Wow.
Yeah, it works, and I
Fresh.
got it for free. I didn't pay for a ticket,
Hey,
so
you must have looked like you belong there. I mean, sometimes you just gotta
that
kind of play the role and just move, right?
that goes a long way too. Just being confident and acting
Yeah,
like you belong in the room will take you a long way.
absolutely, man. That's crazy. That's too funny. Hey, also, I want to talk to you about you were doing two things. You did the Ween Academy. Talk
Yeah.
about that. Like, how did that help you in your career and where you're going? Because I know you networked. It's a good networking
Yeah.
situation, I guess I want to say. But yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Ween Academy was really great for me. I did it at a time where I was like, man, like I was really getting down on myself. I was really thinking about like quitting entertainment. I was like, I don't know what else to
Wow.
do. And I got in thankfully at the cutoff age. I was 26, and you can't be older than 26.
Okay.
So with that, it's a 4-week academy where they teach you basically how to navigate the entertainment industry, and they give you challenges. You get to go to different companies like BET and
Mhm.
Viacom, and we went to Bloomberg, and you just get to see a lot of different jobs in entertainment. And so for me, I think the biggest thing I learned about that is they always say just do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I was doing that before, but now there was a certain I don't know, there was just more a certain confidence that I have from it, and they really teach you how to be a lot more strategic. Really teaching you how the industry works. I didn't really understand PR publicists before. I learned that in the Lean Academy,
Okay.
and it's just also a camaraderie. It's a sisterhood. That's another reason I did it,
Right.
is because I wanted that type of sisterhood. And so I met some of my closest friends through the Lean Academy, and I definitely, like, every year I definitely promote it because I
Right.
think it's something that can help a lot of women, especially women like Gia Peppers. She came from the Lean Academy and she's doing amazing things now. So yeah, it was a good thing for me.
And is the Ween Academy only in New York?
It is, yes,
Okay.
only in New York. Unfortunately, they canceled this year's auditions. It was supposed to be next month, but they canceled it because of the coronavirus.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but you can definitely follow them. You could reach out to any of the. A lot of the women are very receptive. You could reach out to me also. I don't mind, like, giving information or helping out any way I can. But I actually knew the founder before I even auditioned for the Ween Academy. I didn't even tell her I was auditioning. I just showed up because I didn't want to have any, bias or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, but a lot of the women are very open to just being a helping hand and helping another woman.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, they should
Hmm.
have. I mean, they should try to expand that and go from city to city or something to do. Because I mean, I think I was just kind of checking it out when you were in it, and I just thought like, wow, this is great. It's great for networking, connections, and like I said, just getting those tools that a lot of people don't want to tell you. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I wish they had one for men. Like, that's what I honestly, like, wish they had more of these organizations for men because I don't really see them like that.
So guess what? When
What's that?
when you have time, you should start one.
You know, that's a possibility. I gotta get this money right first, and then
Yeah,
I can pull my resources together.
for sure, for sure. You could start a nonprofit. You know.
For sure, that's very true.
You can do that. I mean, you can get people to volunteer their time. It's listen, you are in New York City. Listen, there's a huge community of people out there with skills, talent. They've been to the top. They may not be there anymore, so to speak, that are willing to donate their time.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's true.
That and even people that are still at the top or whatever you want to call it. They'll donate their time. You just look, and you know how to talk to people, and you know how to be persistent, and you know how to follow up. You can get some people to donate their time to do that. I think they would do that because it's for a good cause, and it could just change people's lives. You
True.
got people out there that want to do stuff like that and just don't have the right opportunity. Some things just don't spark their attention or spark their interest to do it. But if it's the right thing, they'll do it. You know.
That's true. I actually hadn't thought about it. I've thought about it in the sense of, like, where are these organizations? Where they at? But I never thought, like, oh, I could do it.
Exactly. We all do it though. We all do it. I'm telling you. I'll say, listen. Sometimes I'll be talking about something, and someone will be like, "Well, why don't you just do it?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah." I don't know if I have a passion to do that, but but also yeah, you gotta have a passion to do it.
Hmm.
So, but if you want to, then yeah, do that. I think it'll be good. Let's talk about real quick. We're gonna wrap it up, but I want to talk about two other things. I said one, but we're gonna talk about two. You recently went and did like an acting class. So you trying to get your feet wet into the
Yes, I did. So I feel like I've always secretly wanted to be an actress.
hmm
So the opportunity came where Notori Houghton was she was, like, helping assist as a coach for acting class with Wendy. Ooh, I forget her last name. It's she's a very well known acting coach in New York. She does, like, all of the black actors.
Okay.
So I did it, and I've never taken a, like, professional acting class. I took, like, an
Right.
acting class in college once. So I went with one of my friends, Marco Glorious, and it was like 70, 75 people there, and they split us up into groups, and they were like, she had, like, scripts from Power. She had, like, four or
Oh,
five different
okay.
scripts. Yeah, and she was like, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't, you can just watch. And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't come and pay this money not to
Right.
do
To
anything.
just sit there.
So yeah, so I picked a scene with me, Tasha, and Ghost,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a really intense scene where I'm like fussing him out and he's being disrespectful as usual. And so um it was a good push. Like it was such a good experience. And Notori, she actually said like she enjoyed watching me perform, which was like amazing to me. I was just
That's
like,
what's
oh.
up.
So yeah, so it's something I definitely want to pursue more, and I know it will help me with my like hosting skills. And I've had people tell me before that like I'm a pretty good actress when I've just done stuff for like shorts or web series and things like that. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I should really take it a little more seriously
You
and take some
should.
classes.
You
Yeah.
should. That's dope. You should. I think you do great at it. So yeah, because I
Thank.
remember I commented on your audition.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
hey, you gotta don't turn your back to the audience. You was like, Notori was the audience. I was like, oh, okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
So my friend was like, "Who was that commenting?" I'm like, "It's cool. I know him. I know him."
About to get me. Wow. Um, so the last thing I want to ask you is about you donating prom dresses to high school girls. Like,
Yeah.
so that's philanthropy work. So tell me about how that came about. Um, did you did you buy the dresses with your own money? Did you get someone to donate them? And how did you choose the girls? Like, how did all that work for you?
So I've been doing this for about 4 years. It'll be my fifth year, and it's actually gonna be my last year doing it.
Okay.
But it came about where I had like several prom dresses in my closet. I had like three or four.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, I don't want to just give them to Goodwill. Like, I actually want to know the girls that I'm giving these dresses to.
Right.
And so I was like, let me just throw a prom gown giveaway. I was like, this should be easy. Like, so I just had a few friends like donate dresses to me. And the first year I actually got, how many dresses did I got around like 75 to 100 dresses donated. It was
God,
a lot of dresses that
where'd you put
I had
all that?
donated to me. They're in storage. They're in storage. Um, but it was so crazy because I like randomly, I think it was my second year, and I was doing an event. I was like trying to have an event and raise money,
Mm-hmm.
and I basically just broke even. But through that event, I had some people come donate dresses, and one man was just walking by, and they were just like, "Oh, what's this?" And she worked for, I forgot what company she worked for, but it was a designer company, and so she
Okay.
donated like 15 designer dresses,
Oh wow.
um, like Valentinos and stuff like that. And so um, these girls got designer dresses, and when it came to like the process of picking the girls, I really didn't have a process. I kind of, the first year I went to a community center in the projects,
Mm-hmm.
and that was rough. I only had like 6 girls show up. The second year I did it at the same community center, and I had 6 girls show up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, maybe it's the community center. Maybe I can't do it here.
Right.
So the third year I did it in my apartment complex. They have like a community
Community center.
office
Yeah.
meeting
Yeah.
room. And I had like 35 girls show up, which was great. And I also collaborated with another nonprofit, and they collect prom shoes. They
Mhm.
collect shoes, and then they give them out to different prom gown giveaways.
Wow.
And so that was cool. So we had gowns, we had shoes for them, we had accessories for
So
them.
every girl got a gown? All 35?
Yeah, every girl that came. I mean, some girls didn't find anything at all, but 35 girls found gowns and shoes and like a little clutch or something.
Right.
And I had gift bags for them. I had a girl donate some makeup. I had a friend of mine that's an influencer. She donated a whole bunch of makeup, and so I had
That's
little
dope.
gift bags for them. And yeah, so it's just like it's just my little way to give back. And it's been really good, but it's also very tiring. So I think this year is just gonna be my last year
Yeah.
doing it. And then it's just a lot keeping all these dresses every year.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure. I'm sure. I mean, you could always donate, kind of cut the fat a little bit. But so if you're not gonna do that, are you gonna do anything else in the future? Like figure something else out that you want to do to kind of give back?
yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. I like to do Habitat for Humanity. I like working with my
Yeah, I
hands.
did that.
I do stuff like that. I'll like I'll do the food drive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I try to donate my time at least once a month.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
to
that's
feel like a
cool.
good Samaritan.
Right, right. That's what's up, man. Get your
Yeah,
philanthropy work on.
exactly. And there's another nonprofit that I know that's a lot more well organized and a lot more dedicated to young women. It's called the Star Boutique.
Okay.
And I'll probably partner with them this year to just basically give them the rest of my dresses
Okay.
and make sure that it gets handled correctly. And I've volunteered my time with them before, so I'll probably just continue to do that in the
Yeah,
future.
I was actually gonna say that when you said give the dresses away through them, maybe
Mm,
that's could be something that you can just kind of hand over to them and see if that's something they'd be interested in doing. And then once that time comes back around, you can just kind of volunteer your time, donate your time.
yep, that's
You know,
exactly the plan.
they might want to do that. Yeah. All right, well, listen, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been great talking with you. I appreciate you coming on. You've been very informative. I hope some people can take away from this and like, hey, I can do this. The number
I
one
hope so.
thing is just don't sit on your hands and wait for somebody else to do it for you. Start where you are. Even if you're in a rural town and you feel like the walls are closing in on you and there's no opportunity, there is opportunity there. Especially if you're in media, especially if you want to do radio or even YouTube. Just do it. YouTube, you could do it right out of your home. And the
Hmm.
next thing you know, you got millions of subscribers. Everybody knows you. And, you know, I don't know what you do it for, but you get where I'm going. You could do your thing, you could get a good following, and you could make it out. There it is.
Agreed.
Yeah. Any last words? Or are we gonna wrap this up?
Um,
Oh, tell everybody where to find you and how to get in contact with you if they need to.
yeah, so I can be found at therealeffect.tv. So the REEL, like a film reel effect.tv. And
Hmm.
my Instagram is also the real Meah. And I would love to like hear from you guys. Feel free to hit me up with information. I love giving out free info
Free game.
until it's not free anymore.
Right, exactly. Listen, y'all better catch her before she does that ebook, because that's gonna be the first thing, and then you're gonna set her off. She charging for everything.
But thank you so much. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I had to have you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So,
It has
and the
been,
next time
yeah.
I come to New York, we gotta get up, man. Cause I come out
Hey,
there, I just
let me know.
yeah, we'll get up for sure. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, and enjoy your evening. And I'm gonna do like a year end type of wrap up thing, whatever. At the end of the year, I'll bring some people back on. Might have to reel you back in, pun intended.
That was good. All right, I would love that. Just let me know.
All right, cool. I will do. All right, then. Till next time. Hey, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you go check her out on Instagram, therealmeah.com. No, therealmeah.com. The Real Meah, REEL. And I'm on Instagram, KoolKard. Make sure you guys subscribe if you got something good out of the show. Like it, share it, whatever. Hope you get something good. Come back next week, Tuesday, every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. I'll have another guest giving free game. All right, we out. Peace.